Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening whenever you're watching this. I hope you're having a very Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays wherever you are in the Rangers world right now. You are watching the Rangers Journal, and this is the lowdown for our upcoming match against St Mirren. Going into this, I'm reporting from you from the Highlands, up as I visit family for the holidays, and I hope all of you have had a chance to visit friends and our family wherever you are as well. Going into this game, in which Rangers obviously on a decent amount of form with 3 wins, a draw and 1 loss in our previous 5 games. So that loss being the cup final game, unfortunately. Within that, we've had a couple of decent scoring matches. We obviously had that 3-3, 3-0 against Ross County, and the 6-0 against Kilmarnock. St Mirren going in with a similar record. They've got 3 wins in the last 6 with 2 losses. They've beaten Aberdeen, St Johnstone and Ross County, with losses to Motherwell and Aberdeen. Motherwell and Dundee United. In terms of league, Rangers are sitting back up in second now, having played 16, won 11, drawn 2 and lost 3. A goal difference of 19 with 35 points. St Mirren currently sitting mid-table in 6th. They've played 18 games, won 7, drawn 3, lost 8. They have a goal difference of -5. They're sitting currently on 24 points. They've had an okay season. It was a bit of a slower start, but they have improved in more recent weeks. And we'll probably, I think, see a slightly better team than the one we faced earlier in the year. In terms of our head-to-head, the last sort of 6 matches, Rangers have won all of these games. They tend to be scores in the regions of 2-1s, a couple of 2-1s in there, 1-0. We've got 2-0 and 2-3-0 in there. So you can see they're not huge scoring matches, but generally have been reasonably comfortable wins. I think that's probably similar to what we're likely to see in the game coming up as well. In recent times, St Mirren have scored 7 in their last 5, but have no clean sheets in 6. Well, Rangers have scored 14 in their last 5 and haven't lost to St Mirren in their last 14 matches. In terms of St Mirren formation, they have been playing a 3-4-3 formation, utilising wing backs at the sides. We could potentially see them drop into a 4 due to some injuries at the back, but as I say, the prevailing expectation would be for them to continue with that 3-4-3. They do have goals and assists kind of spread all through their team in terms of the midfield, attackers, and goals from defence as well. They tend to score from open play, so they're not necessarily just hammer throwing crosses and corners into the box, but they're not scoring in high volumes. That obviously sees them, as I say, kind of middling in terms of goals scored as their goals against. They are likely to defend deep, as we would expect from sort of mid to lower table teams. They're quite static, low in possession, and that gives us a chance to come onto them with the static players, move the ball around, hopefully quickly, and around them, finding those spaces due to their lack of movement, and hopefully break upon them and pull them apart in that sort of fashion. They have shown to be particularly weak on their right side. A number of the teams they've played recently have had joy down that side. The wing back that they employ on the right tends to be easily moved out of position, and I think that we can definitely, with potentially a combination on the left, be that Barami or Hadji or whoever it may be, with Yeti, with the speed and trickery that they can use, they can definitely get in behind on that side and can find ourselves some joy getting crosses in from that side. We're not scoring a lot of headers ourselves. This could be a chance in a game that we could improve on that. As I think we will see a lot of crosses coming from our left, the right hand side. Due to the weakness that's there, I'd be very surprised if we don't see us trying to exploit that to some degree. In terms of danger men, their highest rated player, O'Hara, is currently out injured, so he won't feature in this game. Another one of their decent players, Tanzer, is suspended for this match. So the player that I'm going to highlight from St Mirren here is Mikel Mandron, who is one of their centre forwards. Can also play on the wing, so could play on the sort of right side of their 3. But I do think we'll see him involved in the play. He'll drop deep to get the ball. St Mirren can sometimes bypass the midfield a little bit via those wing backs, so he'll drop deep and collect the ball, potentially from diagonal passes, or passes through from the sides, as well as the middle where they do take that route. He's a player who likes to shoot from distance and drop in and like play. He's currently played 18, 1 goal and 2 assists. He's got an average rating on Football currently of 6.5. 6.5, pass accuracy 66%. He will potentially, as I say, like to play from to the other forwards. He's created 7 chances. His duels and aerial duels won sit at 45 and 50% respectively. So you can see, so again, kind of mid-table kind of statistics there. He'll win every other ball. 22 recoveries. He commits a lot of fouls, so he's got 17 fouls committed thus far. He's a physical team, St Mirren not a physical team. So we may find that when he does drop, if we are able to challenge him, then we will find that we'll get a few free kicks from him in terms of committing fouls. In terms of winning fouls, he doesn't seem to be all that clever. He's only got 5 fouls won this season so far. In terms of the Rangers team that will play, obviously would likely probably see Butland back in the team after the birth of his new child. So congratulations to the Butland family on your new bear. So everyone, well, I've seen the sort of pictures that have come out from him on his social media since he had to drop out suddenly in the last game. So everything being happy and healthy there, I would expect Butland to come back in for this game. Wing backs Tav and Jeffy I expect will be the same, probably will likely start, and so it will just depend on who comes in to that second centre back role. Hopefully we see Balogun potentially coming back in after his period out. If not, then Sterling may continue in that role. Raskin I expect will continue to play. He's been arguably our best player over the last number of weeks, so he'll continue in the midfield. Likely to still see Hadji Diomande churning out on the right. I'm going to say Barami comes back in to play this one. I'm on the left with Igaman continuing as the first choice up front. He didn't have the best of the games in the last game, so I mean it's possible Danilo maybe comes in. Either way, as I say, I think we've got some options in terms of how we play those players. Danilo comes in, he could play Igaman on the left, and Barami drops out as he has done a couple of times. I think Igaman needs to sort of try and keep showing those positive traits and getting some goals, as Danilo played very well in his last appearance. So he is challenging for that attacking position. It's good to have players in these positions challenging, keeping all the other players on their toes, and of course options in terms of us having players coming in as well. The Rangers player I'll highlight as our danger man today, I think will be Hadji. I think his creativity, his ability to find those little passes could be crucial against a tight defence. So they are quite static, so I think he'll be able to find those gaps, play those balls in. I think Hadji's been playing really well since he's come in. He's currently played 7, no goals yet, although very close in his recent game, hitting the crossbar. He's got 3 assists, arguably 4 if you include the own goal that he crossed in for. An average SofaScore rating this far, an average football rating this far of 7.37. He's taken 13 shots, so he's not for lack of trying in terms of his goals. I do think a goal will be coming for Hadji. This could be the game he gets that. 81% pass accuracy, 86 for dribbles, and 60% for duels. He's being combative. He's not particularly contributing defensively in terms of a lot of the defensive numbers, but he is still can be a combative player in the sort of final third of the pitch where he's challenging for the ball. He's created 11 chances for the team as well. I think everyone's seen the difference that Hadji's made since he's come in terms of adding that little extra bit of creativity to the team, that little bit of guile, which is the word I often use when talking about Hadji, as I feel that's the slight difference that he brings to the team. So I'd like to see him hopefully get a goal, get himself off the mark for the season. Maybe we'll see a couple of other assists. In terms of my prediction, I'm going to go for 3-0. Hopefully a good performance. get a couple of goals this time. The last game, we really almost did everything except get the extra goals. So this time, hopefully, I think a little bit more luck on our side. A team with, as I say, one of their best defenders currently out, and a lot more static in terms of their positioning and play. I think we can find a little bit more in terms of those balls and those passes, and particularly if they do venture forward a little bit, we've got the pace and the trickery on the break to cause them some trouble, and that kind of aligns with, as I say, the sort of results that we've seen recently in these games. So I hope everyone's had a great Christmas and is looking forward to having a happy new year. The Lowdown will be back for our upcoming games over the festive period as well, so stay tuned for those and the other things that we've got on the channel coming up in the next few days. Obviously there's a little bit less due to Christmas, but we're still getting content out for you, and looking forward to cranking things back up in the new year as well. So my name's been Doug, you've been watching The Lowdown, and remember that every night is a Rangers Channel light. Thank you.